to Fusion Talks. This is part 2 of our amazing discussion with Debbie Nicol. So if you haven't watched it already, be sure to check our first part. This episode, we'd like to dive into AI and future horizons. Debbie is a certified master of the Leadership Challenge, a columnist, keynote speaker, member of International AI Working Group. She brings both rigor and humanity into leadership, with a vision for the future where presence is authentic, accountable, future-proofed. She is helping shape how leadership, culture, and AI intersect. So, Debbie, so excited to delve into this section.
That's a great introduction. Thank you.
So let's talk about the AI challenge. AI is often spoken of as a tool or a threat. How should leaders reframe their relationship with it?
When we talk about a tool or a threat, even the words, the energy in that, my AI agent has a name. My name as a human being is Debbie. My AI assistant is Debbie, D-E-B-A-I.
In Dubai.
In Dubai. So Debbie has Debbie in Dubai. Yeah?
Let's debate AI.
And that came about. I have an AI mentor for the last 4 years, and she is highly regarded in the world.
Wow.
And she has taught us to work with our AI assistant as a human. Treat the AI assistant as a human. Sure, they may not be human, meaning having feelings. They've got a lot more knowledge than we have. We have some knowledge and a lot of feelings. They have no feelings, but a lot more knowledge. So I would suggest to leaders to start understanding that this new thing is actually just another potential partner to work with. Someone to take under your wing. You can train them, you can use them, you can bring your curiosity in, ask them to help you. Just remember, they're not a human, but they're another partner. And if you didn't have AI and you got a new partner, you would take time training them, you would take time getting to know them, you would even, after they'd gone, go and check what they'd said. So I truly believe leaders have got a massive opportunity to get into a relationship with it.
Yeah, to supercharge their intelligence.
Yeah.
And they can lean on them.
Absolutely.
And you train it the way you want it as well to be. And it's so fast.
Oh, it's so much faster than any of us will be.
Fast and
Yeah.
and blessed.
Yeah, no, it's great.
What is at stake if leaders don't bring presence into the AI conversation?
So the AI conversation has two polarities. One is it's a scientific analytical tool that works on a command versus it can be brought into your world, and when you bring something into your world, it'll work well because your world, we aim for connectivity. So what we're saying is allow your partner to be part of your network. And remember, we're talking about leaders don't separate, they connect. They should be building this entire ecosystem, whether it's skills, whether it's knowledge, whether it's emotions, whether it's expertise, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So don't lose the opportunity to bring another person in.
Incubate
AI.
it.
Yeah. And this is exactly what we do when we have a team of human beings. If we're bringing another one in, we say, okay, so what can that bring? What can that person bring to this team that the team currently doesn't have?
Yes.
So please look at AI not as a threat, not as a tool, but as another possible human with some limitations, but also some huge advantages as
Potential.
well. don't miss out on expanding the connectivity possibility. Yeah.
So I think the diversity and inclusion will include the AI.
Oh, yeah.
With the whole
Absolutely.
employees board.
Yeah.
So including AI in the whole equation of the employee, community matrix is definitely the right thing. And how can, looking from the other angle, AI can help as well leaders build presence?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, this is such a great question to me, because this is exactly what we have just created with PresencePro.ai. We now, as you've heard before, that we've defined executive presence and we found a way to measure it. And so when you measure and you find that one or two of the stages is, it could increase in frequency, in intensity. So we say, okay, let's find a way to develop it. Yeah? So we created what's called Future Proof Your Leadership. And it is a so-called corporate program.
Okay.
Now, traditionally, an organization would say, okay, we've got a leadership program ready to launch, and the 20 participants will come into a room and they'll sit there, whether once, twice, 10 times. They will be given a body of knowledge. They will be told to use the knowledge. Okay. The first thing that's wrong with that, in my humble opinion, is that the new learner, they're doubting a lot of what's behind that. Why is that knowledge what I have to take in? How does that bring me benefit? What is it about the way you're giving me that knowledge in isolation of my reality? Why do you think that sitting down, pouring information into me is going to bring change? And there's a lot of the learning today. The learners want to take responsibility for their learning. They want to be bigger, better, able to contribute, but they want to have a say in how they get to that stage. So what we've done with Future Proof Your Leadership is we have partnered each learner, we have given them a partner, but it is a team of AI development specialists.
Oh, wow.
So no longer does the person rely on their HR or their department head.
Or a buddy, or
Absolutely.
a coach, or a mentor.
So there's 5 stages. The first stage is really easy. There's a contextualized session. And we introduce the Presence Pro blueprint at that stage. Well, that's a body of knowledge that we can introduce it in an hour maximum. Now, what they do with that, that's up to them, yeah? The second stage is we say, so with that definition, let's see where you fit in. Let's measure yours, yeah? And there's 360. That'll give them an indication of the way they see their presence, the way others do. Is there a gap? Okay, the first 2 stages doesn't take long. Now we say you've got 9 months and we're going to give you a team of AI development specialists, first and foremost, for you to work with, for you to say to them, you know what, I'm a bit down on the trust foundation, or I want more of inspiration, or I want whatever.
It's like the equalizer of a stereo, but with agents.
And so what we're seeing is the leaders are actually, oh my goodness, I had one the other day. So she created her growth plan. Now, what the person does is they go to the team of specialists. So the first one comes in and says, do you want to work with trust? So number 1, all of a sudden, the learner has the choice of where his focus goes. Is it trust or is it inspiration? It's
based on their need.
Absolutely.
Not one size fits all leadership simulation course, take it and go.
Absolutely. And then says, okay, yeah, let's do trust. So they have a conversation. And there's 7 development specialists, so this would be one of them, the second one, the trust. And so the person says, so tell me about why you want to increase your trust. You know, what's going on with your trust at the moment? So again, the person interacts and talks about them. And then the AI specialist who knows that they've just done the navigator. They say, do you want me to look at your results? And the person can decide, well, how about we have a conversation and we challenge and we explore together before my report? Or, yeah, here's my report. What do you see in it? Yeah. And I was watching one the other day having a good old chat. And next thing they said, well, hang on a minute. How, if I do that, how come this happened today? So you're saying that this might be a great idea, but I think I did that and this happened. And there's this challenging, there's this sharing, there's this deciding what priorities you want to follow. I saw somebody the other day take an hour just for one part of their growth plan. This isn't to take action. This is to just build a development path. And another thing that person said to me, it was amazing. They said, you know, I'm having such a deep conversation with this person, the AI development specialist on trust, without any pressure of whether I'm saying the right thing or not, without any fear of judgment, without anyone saying, oh, well, I've got to go because I've got to go to another meeting.
So it's okay to be vulnerable. Maybe they're open more.
Absolutely.
They feel safer.
Yeah.
And no one really knows them, who might know someone, who might disclose something.
Absolutely. Now, we can set the data that the data can be extracted by the organisation, but in this particular case, it was up to her how much she wanted to say, and the organisation wasn't tracking the data. And then I remember at one stage just watching it, because we're in the trials at the moment, watching her, and it was like, oh my God, this has been almost an hour and a half. I'm feeling a bit tired. Can I leave this and come back tomorrow? And of course, the trust person, it's 7 personas. So the trust persona said, of course, I can't wait for you to come back.
Wow.
We really haven't decided yet what you want to put in your growth plan, but hey, go and reflect what we've come out with.
And it saves the whole
It
thing,
saves
and
the
they
whole
start from the point where...
Yeah, so tomorrow or whenever she goes back. So what we say is to the organisation, these people have 9 months to show, because they're saying, I want the responsibility for my learning, and we're saying we're giving you a learning partner who can take you to the moon and back.
Then you own it and lead
you
it.
own it. So however long they take to really make a targeted, customised growth plan is up to them. But we've also created what we call the team of AI accountability partners. So when the growth plan is actually created, there are suggestions of what they'd like to try. So every 3 weeks, they are required to check in with their accountability partner. So if it's the trust factor that they're actually wanting to start with, they'll go to their accountability partner, and the AI accountability partner says, right, show me evidence. I don't want a nice conversation this time. I want evidence of what you've actually tried,
the progress,
what you've achieved, and the evidence for AI can be a photo. Let's say the person was building trust one-on-one. It can be, still can't take the video, but we can extract the audio from the video. It can be a document that was presented or created, and whatever, but there needs to be hard evidence. And what the AI accountability partner does is gives feedback, but also asks, so what happened due to you presenting this document? What was the outcome? And then talking about, is that the exact desired outcome that will build greater credibility for your presence? Remember, we're trying to bring people into our world because they want to be there, yeah? And so the accountability partner not only gives feedback, they also say, well, would you like to keep working with trust just a little longer, or do you think you're ready to go to stage 2? And they're constantly working together, but allowing the accountability to be with the learner. Oh my goodness, you should see these people flying, and they're just loving it because they can pick it up at any time.
Bravo.
They've got someone, so I'm feeling very happy at the moment. We're looking for more and more organisations. We say we've got 3 levels, but we're kicking off with a mini minor level. Really, it's really where, when I say that, there's not going to be data being extracted and analysed. We're just allowing the learner and the AI
to
and
engage with this
Absolutely.
pilot, because it will learn from all the as
Correct.
well
Correct.
queries, engagement. It will shape the learning
Yes.
path
Yeah.
and curve of the AI
Correct.
agent.
And then the fifth section of it is they go back and do another 360 to show how their presence, executive presence, has actually increased in frequency. It's a frequency-based measurement tool that we've got, but we know that once increase is visible, then people will be trusting to allow their ability to then move forward. So it's frequency first, build the frequency so people believe that what you do and what you say is the same thing. And from there, that more and more and more becomes more opportunity to practice abilities, different levels of abilities.
Because you're trying through this routine as well to build a habit.
Correct.
To chase these priorities
Yeah.
and to hone the behaviors in a way that will
Yeah.
serve the presence.
And what's so good is that what I'm seeing is because they're in charge of this. Now, one organisation has built in, I think every 12 weeks, HR pops in and talks. Now, sometimes HR might say, can I have a look at your growth plan? But we're saying in stage one, you don't have to share anything if you don't want to. Or some HRs are saying, do you need anything from me? And other people are saying, no, my AI is perfect
the
for
HR
me.
might feel offended as well.
Yeah.
I'm not in need.
Yeah. So I guess I could say I'm feeling proud of, I'm not aware of any organisation that has recognised the need of today's learner enough to then bring that into the land of leadership, which executive presence is. And it's interesting because a lot of people I'm being asked, but hang on, can people learn executive presence if they haven't learned leadership? And my response is, executive presence is leadership for those who haven't had anything else. It's okay because it's going to act then as a foundation. And if they have had leadership before, this is the how you show up while you're doing what you're doing.
In the end, maybe the word executive could be misleading for others because those behaviors, they are for everyone again.
Correct.
So
correct.
executive here, it's not only for a C-suite grade.
Yes.
We might be focusing on CEOs,
Yes.
etc., but in the end, to forge trust, connection, lead change, create impact.
Yeah.
We really want everyone to have the agency to be the best version of themselves and to escalate this ladder of more mature behaviors.
Yeah, because and the reason we're bringing AI into that is because it accelerates and it deepens the learning beyond what most humans can do.
And it's a multiplier effect.
Yeah.
Like if you want to really hire coaches, how many coaches you're gonna have on board and to distribute all over.
Correct.
But with this solution, it's really the scale of grooming the teams and not only specific leaders in order to have change at full blast.
And on top of that, even if I had the best coach in the world, that person has good days and bad days. Has
Bandwidth, energy.
Exactly, exactly. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited about this. So
I'm
we think
so
we're the
excited
first
to see it there. Enrolled and igniting minds and souls and shaping leaders of the future. We always say future-proof business, but now future-proof leaders.
Yeah.
With the inclusion of AI as to lean on, it's simply innovative and very interesting.
Oh, thank you. We think so too.
If you could ask, Debbie, every leader one provocative question to test their readiness for the future, what would it be?
For the future, including AI, maybe if we add AI in there as well.
Yeah, true.
And the reason I add that is I want to go back to this. I love these two questions, but I add a twist to them, okay? Typical two questions that you hear that's always good to bring in and it'll open minds. They're typical, but I'm going to twist them. So the typical one for any situation is, what's the worst thing that can happen if we don't blah, 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 or what is the best thing that can happen if we do blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
So I'm now going to reverse. So think of AI, of a leader working with AI, bringing AI in as a partner, as another person as such in the business or in the team. So what's the worst thing that can happen, the worst thing that can happen if you do bring AI into your organisation? What's the best thing that can happen if you don't bring AI into your organisation?
Okay,
what do you think that's
point.
going to show? What's going to happen here with the answers?
Insecurities?
Well, let's look at it. What's the best thing that can happen if you don't? They're going to realise, well, no change. I'm going to stay static as such. Yeah. What's the worst thing if you do? Well, the worst thing is, well, maybe some people will stop their critical thinking, but the world's going to still be spinning. So when you compare working the opposites, they realise that there really isn't a choice here. It's got to be done. There's no huge gap, because I can live without critical thinking. Okay, it doesn't mean I'm going to lose it in everyone, but I can live with that. But I can't live with staying static.
Yeah.
So
I'll be left behind with the space of change.
So what it's doing is, I use the term consequential thinking. So it's getting leaders to think of the consequences of not just not and don't and do it and do.
Not
no,
black and white.
Yeah, and it really makes people realise, well, consequences that I can live with. So I've got to go ahead and try this. I've got to, leaders take the step into the unknown. Even if I don't know how, I'm not going to die. The worst thing, it didn't say I'm going to die, yeah? The team's not going to die. The business isn't going to go out of business. The best thing, if I don't do it, well, I'm going to stay the same, or we don't want that.
Yeah.
So it shows you the green light of
Embrace it.
Embrace
it's
it.
an enabler.
Yes.
It augments what we do.
Correct.
And everything, that the leap it gets you, it's much better than staying behind and seeing everyone there riding this horse.
I just can't get beyond that term, consequential thinking. The consequences aren't as bad as you think they are when you twist those two standards. Yeah.
Yeah. And what gives you hope that leadership, presence, and technology, they can align rather than collide?
I love this. They're not colliding in my world. They're aligning beautifully, especially with the creation of Future Proof. Let me hear those three again, because I'm going to just one by one. You said leadership. Okay, stop there. Leadership is change. Next one.
Presence.
Presence brings. It deepens things. It accelerates things.
Anchors.
It
technology.
Anchors, and technology enables. All right. So when you look at those three things and put them together, what the intersection of change, presence, and technology is, it's a space that is accelerating and enabling change for the betterment of society. And in fact, I've just got to throw this in. We've got a sustainability element attached to Presence Pro, and it actually says, business is the number one institution, most powerful institution in the world today. There's no one not affected by business, as a customer, as an owner, whatever. So if you increase your presence at work today, that will overflow into the future of society tomorrow. So when you go back, these three things, leadership, presence, and technology. They're not colliding. They're absolutely
converging.
They are complementing. They are driving us to this new world.
To drive the force for good.
So remember, change, it brings change, but it accelerates, it deepens it, and it enables it. Why wouldn't you want that? Yeah.
This is the stubborn optimism that we want. Let's move to a very interesting section. Fireside quick round.
Oh,
are you ready for it?
Bang, bang, bang. Okay.
And you're already on fire. So, Debbie, one word that defines leadership for you today.
Change.
Awesome.
100%.
A leader you admire for presence.
Instantly, and I'm not going to mention a name, instantly I think of a gentleman in Saudi Arabia. He is now retired. He and I work together. The ability for him, for people to just want to hang off him, depend on him, be around him, serve him, help him.
True magnet.
It was unbelievable. But the true essence of that, or the true test of that, is he's now retired. He's been retired for 10 years, and the authorities still call him back from retirement because they value his input and feel they can't go without it. That is presence, being at the top of people's minds because of the difference that you make.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a person. And this is legacy.
Oh, absolutely.
One habit you believe leaders must unlearn.
Stop telling. Ask instead. When you ask, you open minds. You learn what you don't know. You're entering the land of opportunity. Telling closes minds. It stops people from being involved.
Telling is more top down, and asking is bringing everybody in.
And remember, our job is to bring them into the space that, remember, they're the ones who have the power to decide how they feel in your presence. It's not about you, it's about them. So what's the experience like when I'm with? So if you're opening their minds and opening opportunity and asking them, showing you're curious about what they're bringing into the space, oh my God, it's magic.
Exactly. And this is the space of the inspiration.
Yes.
This is the aura.
Yeah, that's number 3 stage in Presence Pro, which I said is the real turning point.
What's the first thing you do when you need to reset your presence?
Oh, nature. I go out into nature. Whether it's the salt water, whether it's the mountains, whether it's caves, wherever, and whether I sit still in nature or whether I'm adventuring, jumping off waterfalls, etc. Nature absolutely.
That's my solace as well.
True
Look
connectivity.
at the sea here. It's such a beautiful view.
Yeah.
It really energizes us. If Presence Pro were an emoji, what would it be?
The emojis I know are like a fixed graphic. They're not animated. So because we're talking about executive presence have the ability to change the world and influence others with greater impact, we would create a new emoji. And it would be one that would be getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it influences more and more. So there you go. It's time for animated emojis.
Exactly. I love the animation because it has a spark.
Absolutely.
As if it signals life. Thank you, Debbie, for highlighting to us.
I was ready for one more bullet.
Presence Pro. And I love the 3 pillars of presence and leadership and AI, and that nothing is colliding, and the art of the possibilities, the positivity to create impact that also ventures in sustainability. I loved your blueprint, your philosophy for moving leaders from invisible to indispensable. And for our audience, a closing thought from me is that leadership in the age of AI, it's not about competing with machines. It's about elevating the human edge. Presence is that edge. So if you have any further questions for Debbie, please engage with her on all social platforms. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you like and subscribe and check out Debbie's work. The links will be shown in all our posts. And don't forget to visit PresencePro.ai. Keep learning, and we hope that we were able to inspire you to be the best version of yourselves and to anchor your presence.
Thank you so much. Thank you, viewers.
Ciao.
All the best.
Until
Bye.
we talk again.
Cool.
Done.
Woohoo!